Guardian Oracle 33. Welcome in if you are new here. I am a psychic medium and intuitive. I am a starseed here to spread the love through sharing my trials and tribulations, my wisdom and knowledge in forms of experience, or through channeling it from different conscious thought forms that I have the ability to focus and tap into. So if you're new here, thank you, welcome in. If you're still coming, thank you, welcome back. Wait, today was beautiful. I went and got in the hot tub with the girls, but it is hotter than shit out here. For those of you that don't know, I'm in my backyard on this little ranch, and I am in a little 8x10 hickory shed, so that's how we be doing it. Remind me later, remind me later. All right, what kind of spiritual quest is the collective on? What in the Harry Potter shit is going on, guys? And I think, because I really feel this, urge in the back. We'll see if it comes out. But it definitely feels like somebody needs some clarity on something on the investigative part, because I can feel that. I felt that before I got out here. All right, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels of the highest bright light, I call on you for clarity and guidance. Archangel Michael, I call you in to guard the gates as I channel these messages. I demand, declare, and decree that no weapons formed against me shall prosper. Sura se tera te tera te 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 ro ro te tera e se te tera te te ke shodo to te biji se ke tera te shodo do. Smart B. Any energy sent my way will be sent back. Send dark energy, it comes back. Okay? Don't hate, appreciate. Appreciate. We can all be cool. Shit, I never thought I'd be 36 years old on a YouTube channel. Looking like some freaking chick out of the 70s show, you know? Come on here, you'll get punked. What is that show with Ashton Kutcher when he goes, I would have, but you hit me in the head with a 10-pound ashtray. Is that Newlyweds? I think it was Brittany Murphy. That shit's funny. There's another chick that looks like Brittany Murphy too. This deck, the deck that just keeps on giving. The spiritual quest. I could feel like somebody could be opening one door after another door after another door. If you're new here, I am a intuitive psychic channeler. So I have vision, sight. I have just different modalities to bring through a message. So if you open yourself up intuitively in real time, even if I recorded this, today is February, what is it? Is it 2/2? I think I'm a day behind. It's 2/3, I bet you. Fuck, it's 2/4. 2/4 faux show. That's right, it is 2/4 faux show. I was testing you guys. I don't even know what damn day it is. Numbers did seem important, though. Collective. Numbers did seem important. So, anything that I say, I'm hearing can, will be used against you in the court of law. See, here we go. Because this shit, I'm telling you, and we're going to bypass that. We're going to hit a higher vibration. Spiritual quest. Right out the gate, I hear Bigfoot. I'm hearing Rashad. Ramajad. Hearing Delores, and I'm like, Delorious? So I mean, in my head, I'm already having this conversation. Dolores. I'm hearing that song. In my head, yeah, zombies. Oh, tell me about the zombies. Let's talk about the zombies because we are talking about what in the. I think we named it something a little bit prettier than that. What did we call it? Embrace the suck. I don't think we said the suck part. I think we just said embrace the. You're in the vortex. You're in the void. We call it embrace the suck in the military. Welcome to hell, bitch. What does Martin Lawrence say? Welcome to hell, motherfucker. He's in Nothing to Lose. He's got nothing to lose. The black hole. Aunt Jemima. I'm hearing Gerzelda. Wish you would, wish you won't. You do, you don't. How do you want it? How does it feel? Going up like a... I remember the other day, I was like, maybe we should be soft on the end. And I was like how's... And I was like, well, it was by my rights, I was channeling. And I'm like... oh, gosh. In the court of the law, you're guilty. Oh... For some of you in the collective, I'm just gonna say this. I'm hearing it's set up this way. So I don't know why I keep seeing a big white van. Okay, and it's got like short ladder racks on the top. But it's like a utility van. So you could be a painter, you could be an electrician. I don't know. You definitely do something where you're moving around a lot because I'm seeing the GPS or I'm hearing finding the route. And it's like you might be on some of you might be on your last leg at this job. You know, some of you are. I don't know, you could have found something else. This is a very specific message. This is for somebody very specific. If you are traveling, I heard mixed matched addresses. I'm hearing San Quentin. Sadie's and Sedela. I'm hooked on a feeling, ba da 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 da. Some of you, as soon as you make this move, I want to say for those of you that are moving, you're going to be so happy that you did. It feels like this place or this space brings in healing. It's just like, I watched Wizard of Oz last night, the very original one. I don't know why right now I'm hearing, do you know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man? I don't know why I'm hearing that. But this place could feel a little that you move to or that, I want to say it's almost like you're drawn in. Like I said, it happens on a whim. It's mystical, you know, I don't want to say eerie, but it definitely feels like, you know, when you're playing peekaboo or you're a baby and you're just not quite fast enough to get around the corner, you know, to see who's playing peekaboo with you, but you can feel their energy and that's why they laugh so hard and they love it. because it's exciting. Because on other planets, we don't do that shit. We don't. So it feels like this place you go to, you know, you're unloading the trunk. I'm seeing the Outback. It's a suburban. Is it a suburban? It's that hatchback long car. Subaru hatchback. I'm seeing it. And somebody's unloading something. And I don't know if it's like at the neighbor's house, or maybe there was a few encounters on the way in where you're like, wow, everybody sure is chipper. You know, if you've ever seen the movie House of Wax, or like I said, I don't want to say you could say it's a little fucking eerie. Okay, we'll borderline it. We'll get on there with this. And then we're talking about, I'm hearing supernatural experience, but I think it comes from, well, one, you're one lucky motherfucker, because whoever you are, some people have been on a healing journey for years, letting go of so much shit. And it's like, I don't know. I do gel nail. That all I do is gel nail. You need your nail done? You need gel? You need gel now? I gel your nail. Extra $15, but I get you gel now. You know what I mean? Maybe slips out back, smokes a skinny little, a little pinner. Smoking on a skinny square, right? He Japanese, Chinese, he don't know what knee he have, but he got some knee. He be down there all day doing gel now, getting a new boyfriend. And this kid's like royalty, right? The blood. That's what I want to say, is it's like, but I think somebody here is lured in by a mystical, magical fairy land. Never, never land. It feels like that. It's kind of Shrekky. What is that supposed to mean? It's a little Shrekky. I don't know. It feels like wherever you go. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this adventure. Embracing change. Embrace change. And welcome new possibilities. I think some of you are going to find out you're pregnant with twins. Just want to say that. I want to say if you, I know, I want to say I'm seeing something about June and babies, but the twins also are in June, so it could mean that there's a determination here. Somebody here's out. They want out. And when I say out, like you could be so far alone or so far, you do your own thing. Nobody fucks with you. It's a good life. What people would call a good life. You know, you don't have to, you know, bend up, break your back anymore. Like maybe you just, you know, it was a great space while you were working on this healing, and you're working on coming out of these, you know, heavy Ten of Swords situations, you know. Left for dead situation, so to speak. And it feels like that's been an emotional detriment, collective. You are so determined. You are so determined. You're so determined. And then you want to communicate something. I wish I said this then. My right ear is ringing really loud. I know there's no coming back. The only thing I have left is my imagination. For some of you, it feels like somebody's getting locked up, going away, has been locked up. It feels like a refreshing feeling though, you know? Like, you know when you know when you did something and it weighs on you, and the guilt of it, and maybe other people don't know. Maybe one person knows. Maybe there's one person out here that knows something about you. about your path. Maybe they had some sort of soul writing, you know, or soul dreams, or their spirit guides have led them your way. I want to say your path definitely has to do with, whoops, well, I keep trying to get the guy out from behind the card, but it looks like somebody's moving out of the picture. I heard to the detriment. To the detriment, I will embrace the fucking suck. Embracing the suck, for those of you that's embracing the suck, is it when we're in the field 3 weeks, you know, day in, day out, day in, day out. You know, we were eating fucking, your socks are wet, it's cold, it's fucking, you're dirty, you're tired, you didn't get no fucking sleep. You're in the fucking hole, basically, you know, in the trenches, if you will. Tell me. Wow, this feels like, you know what, I want to say this feels like it's a camera show, because I want to say, like, you know those cameras for the NFL that float? Heard we all float down here. But see, this looks like a camera of some sort, or something that's watching over something else in some way. I feel like something does disguise itself as soon as you start getting close to it, or you catch it out of the corner of your eye, or at this point you might be pretty certain, you know, confirmation. My phone just went off. Face challenges with determination. You can achieve anything. Embrace the change and welcome the new possibilities. Communication. Effective communication is the bridge to understanding and connection. I'm hearing Mary J. And when I was in the bath, I was actually hearing Mary J. Blige too. But I just heard the name Mary J. So it made me think of, you know, and I did say that 70s show. So weed. You might know this person by weed, or cleansing comes out. I feel like some of you, what set you on this, I feel like you have a drug or addiction problem in some ways. You know, you hurting. I want to say you did or are working through. Yeah. So it feels like you come out the other side in some ways. Something could have jerked you right out of this, and I want to say it's those little things, or whatever this is that you see out of the corner of your eye. You know, like gnomes or shit in people's gardens, or say you know, I don't know, you walk the dog and you start noticing, like, did I fucking see that move? I don't know. It feels like somebody is experiencing, and earlier it was so weird. I was in the hot tub and I stood up, and every time I get out there, the clouds start moving in, you know, ASAP. And so they go right over the sun. Speaking of that, I was just singing that Mr. Sun. And then I started to share a message with my kids about when I was little. I remember when the pool noodles first came out. I think for me, when we had enough money to get them at that point. I think it was 1995, probably 93. And we got pool noodles for the first time, but Mom had to go pick something up from the job site. And we were just visiting this town, so we were staying at a motel because my mom traveled around, you know, as a journeyman, as a heavy operating engineer. So she started out as a flagger, so wherever the job or the roads went, we went too. So we spent a lot of time in the motels or fucking exploring places we moved to or went to, you know what I mean? But it was awesome because our motel was free, and we loved it when they had a badass pool. But we used to sing. Mom's like, you guys can't get in the pool if it keeps raining. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I told my sisters too. I'm like, we're gonna sing to God and say, rain, rain, go away, please come back some other day. Bumped his head, couldn't get up in the morning. What did I think I missed something in there, but we sang it, and then by the time we're getting there, it was just a light sprinkle, and sure as shit, we were able to get in. And the second we jumped in, the fucking cloud split. Started raining. Oh no, my phone! Another love goes cold on the sleepless night. The thunder rolls. Purple rain came on today. This water's so good. My stomach is like waterlogged. 1717. If you're going to a place, I want to say, for those of you that are way, I don't even know. I think you could be very spiritual. I think your guides have, it's like they drag you in ways. You're so fucking curious that, you know what I mean, when they just have to alter the energy around your solar sacral and, you know, energy, and you just breathe a little breath of life into you, you know, a little wind of air. And when you get that, whew, you forget time, you forget what you're doing, you know, whether you're out walking or some of you have been so stressed out, man, trying to be dependent on yourself. And I feel like, and this is so specific, but if somebody is moving, and I want to say it's like tall trees like Seattle, Washington, you know, thick like that, Oregon. It feels woodsy like that, you know. I lived in Oregon most of my life. I love it. I love the trees. Some of you are talking to the trees. Some of you are doing, I don't know, I want to say celebrating some sort of unique ability that you have. And it all started out for some of you, or at least one of you, it started off as a joke. It feels like maybe if this is how you tested the universe, or you're like, oh yeah, or I don't know. There's something that feels like a game here. You know, it feels like a game in spirituality. Like, you know, you could be questioning, is the universe. I want to say when you poke, you get poked back. You're going to go to the place and see, I want to say this, the other side of this world. You know, you never know about anything outside when you live underground your whole life. You know, you don't know what the sun is. You don't know. And it feels like there's almost some sort of different being that you're working with, or some sort of different being that is within our planetary system. It's transmitted through a third dimensional. I'm hearing Del Rey. Del Rey. Del Rey's, but they're talking about like segments or quantifiable information. You could be very determined. Darian and Derek. Derwin. Chazelle and Jay-Z. Chazelle and Jay-Z. I talked about being in an underground tunnel. Some of you have this ability, like you really do understand. I think you have this extra, and it's like beyond extrasensory. You know, when something, remember when we were kids, we'd watch Tremors. Okay, I was born in 88. I don't know how old y'all are. You can leave a comment if you want to, but man, Tremors was scary as fuck when I was a kid. We used to run from couch to couch, of course, when Mom wasn't in there because we wasn't trying to get our ass whooped, but you could feel it. You know what I mean? Everybody would run and get on the roof, and everybody would wait. And I watched that movie now, I laughed so hard. I was like, I was so scared of that. That was it. You know, it's so funny, but at that time, that was the scariest, biggest thing we knew. It feels like one of those moments where you see through something. You see something for what it truly is. You know what I mean? You could have your mind playing tricks on you at this time. Or the universe. Like I said, when you poke the universe, I feel like it's poking you back. And I want to say if you're being a little stubborn or discontent or feeling uncalibrated, somebody, I just want to tell you, and this is from your higher self. It's like I heard, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. I don't know if this is you to your guides. I don't know if what it is. Some of you, this is a relationship that sets you onto the spiral of spirituality. It brings you here today in holy matrimony. And I'm wearing a shirt that says, I love myself. I love myself. So there could be a divorce here. Because, you know, even though I know there's a lot of you in here that watch this at different times, I want to say in real time, this is a message that you need. And I want to say you could notice the walls crumbling around a lot of people in your life. The right people are going to shift to be together. You know what I mean? When you have a sand table and you got marbles in there and you're trying to, you know what I mean? And it's tricky to get that last little bit of sand and those marbles to stay in the corner. It's like draining off the bacon grease. You know what I mean? It's all fun and games until you get to that last little bit and you start seeing one piece of bacon tumble out and you're like, motherfucker. You know what I mean? When you do it with the spatula or the lid, or, you know, when you're a busy single mom, I ain't got time for a fucking strainer and then I gotta wash that bitch too, you know, unless it's noodles. And I'll still fuck around and find out with those. Aladdin says define supernatural, right? You know, I was thinking about that today too, guys, you know, while we're on this quest. Has it ever crossed your mind that nobody, like, communicates about normal? Because I have to wonder, I'm like, I was listening to Scout and she goes, yeah, I've seen the shadow monster thing. She goes everywhere around people. One of my mentors, I mean, she was seeing dead people in the middle of the road to where she had to put up boundaries at that spot because it would scare the shit out of her. You know, it feels like some of you, your gifts are to see through the veil. And I think that that's because some of you are gatekeepers. Some of you do get your higher wisdom and knowledge from the divine creator. Your connection's yours in its very own way. Some of you work with light and colors. And it feels like I feel like you have your eye on somebody that feels colorful to you. They feel like you have this communication. I want to say you it's like you can't or haven't. They're touching. But it's like there's this little bit of a veil or a cloud left. There's this little bit of separation, and see how she's looking up, and you know, they see the big bang, they see it's just like they can feel the energy. They know that they're getting closer. The sun's coming up right under their hands. Their hands, your hands as well could get very warm. They could be like fire, you know. You have it's like you have somebody gatekeeping for you in some way where your communication comes from. Some of you, if you wonder if like I want to say you do have a family that's existing, or you know what I mean, a different aspect of you. God, what is that show where they meet and they go back and they keep switching some things and it ends up taking away the one they love. So if they never got the timing right, you know what I mean? And it feels like for somebody you have a kingdom spouse, the Christ, right? Because it's the Christ energy. somebody. I'm just gonna say, you know, because I can feel that sexual attraction in that way. And when I say that, it's just like you define sexual. It doesn't always have to mean, you know, doing dirty things. To me, that's sexual. Some of those are the most sexual moments that I've experienced. When you touch but don't touch, you know, it's what your eyes are saying. It's not what you're saying with your, you know, the words that come out of your mouth, so to speak. You could just be standing there staring at somebody, you know, barely touching their finger, you know. So it does feel like you could have telepathy, be very telepathic, or sense when somebody's near. For some of you, this is you see, because that song in my head keeps coming on. Zombies. There's zombies in my head. So you could be rehashing something over and over and over, and it's like nothing makes sense. But I think, you know, there's somebody here that wants to get close to you, that needs your touch, or to be that close. Just even if you're in the same building, you know, and I feel like the truth that this person's wanting, they need to look you in your eyes. I feel like for you, there's something about a soul recognition and soul patterning. This is a gift for you. It feels like this other person in some ways. I'm not talking about everybody, okay? If there was an interruption or some underhanded dealings or mischievous energies at play, or, you know, really heavy warfare in your sector, and however that played out, as well as, you know, it feels like somebody sloughed some karmic energetic ties off on somebody. You know, it feels like you might just be a rook. You might be a rook in the spirit world. Yeah, because embrace the suck is like, you know what I want to say? For some of you, if you do feel like that you're having this communication or telepathic communication, you could be doing anything, you know, driving in your car, going to work. But you could see stuff that says you're beautiful all the time. You know, if you draw stuff where you see it, or you could be saying hi or hey, whether your eyes get directed to hi on turning the heater all the way up and you're like, that's weird. You know, but synchronous, there's nothing that's it's all synchronicities. It's not weird. You know what I mean? Or you keep catching the same name or the same letters. Right now I'm also seeing CMT, and CM, trademark. Oh, TM. Why am I seeing CM? I'm seeing CM. I'm hearing cashmere. I'm hearing coconut oil. Man, some of you, this journey is like, it's like you have to choose between two worlds. It's what it feels like. Maybe somebody feels like that inside. I've got to choose between two worlds. I have to choose between me determined and nurturing myself, or, because like I said, you don't know where this other person is. You don't know. They might seem happy, they might seem good, but something in your soul is aching and saying, you know, whether this is your own children, it doesn't have to just be somebody significant. You know, if you haven't seen your children, you haven't seen your partner, you haven't seen your spouse, or I said spouse, so it feels like time's going by fast. I feel like there's an adolescent child here. I'm going to say like 16, 12 to 16, you know, they look older than they always are. My kids, man, not to mention how much food they eat, but I feels like somebody's missing you. And I feel like somebody could have a child, or you yourself, who could be recovering and being determined to get back on losing weight and be more conscious of your body. And when I say that, it's not about discriminating, or somebody has body dysmorphia. You know, they're constantly worried. You might get on the scale constantly, or, you know how your jeans fit. It's like you're only getting to one size and can't get down any further. For others of you, it feels like somebody is not eating. And it feels like all of these things I'm going to list off, they tie into how you guys have started to walk into this supernatural, right? And like you said, define supernatural, but this new realm of thinking. So I want to say, I'm hearing the fifth dimension. It's in the mind. Something goes away, or you can start seeing colors now, or things show up. And it's like you're getting small glimpses of it. Just a little bit at a time, little bit at a time. It feels like there could be other things that are getting worked out behind the scenes as far as finances, or what it'll look like if you get taken off grid. Because I did hear Bigfoot, and you rediscover the real world. It does feel like this is it feels like indigenous, like when somebody gets shot in the ass with a dart, and the last thing you see is a bunch of people, and you're scared for your life, and you wake up and you're like, what the fuck? If you know what I mean? Abduction, you know? It's here on Earth. I'm not seeing any ships or anything like that, but it feels like there's advanced technology here that somebody could be aware of, that stabilizes specific energies. So other things, it's like it's not being seen. So I did say off grid. I'm hearing marketing. Cash out, cashmere. Cash out, cashmere. If you have a kid or it's you, it's like your cat could be sick because you're sick. Because, you know what I mean, your cat's taking out a lot of your energy. Your cat could be out more and not coming back. For some of you, your cat hasn't come back. I don't know why that's important, but it feels like it's tied to somebody's, I don't know. It makes something change in somebody's life. And it feels like the universe has pushed each and every one of you on your timelines. And when I say each and every one of you, I want to say some of you are experiencing different versions of yourself in your life. These people that come and go. Because I think when you look at these people, I talked about eye contact, I feel like you could see their different version of you. You know what I mean? Things that used to irritate you, you're like, fuck, I remember that. What do you mean you're gonna go mow your grass, and you know what I mean, you have no gas left, or you know what I mean, and you try doing it at 6 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? When you get older, you've got 2 gas cans, and if one's empty, you know the other one's there, because we don't play those games no more. This feels like 2020 as I say that. 2020 news, 2020 vision. We just become more determined. It feels like there's this growth, this recognition. Sorry, energy shift. I felt that. I felt the cold I was going to say a cold body. I felt the big cold breeze come in. All right, tell me more. I heard very peculiar. What is going on in the woods? Because I definitely see the woods out here. I see the forest. I see a lot of being out and being alone, being desolate. So it feels like some of you are already having this. I want to say it's contact. I want to talk about beings, things that aren't there. You know what I mean? But are. Some of you might be having a hard time. It's like your whole life could be getting ready to change in front of you. And I think it first comes with one. It's going to look like a bloody accident, I heard. For you to try to get out of whatever your parents who don't let go, or you've got whatever it is. You know what I mean? You could be divorced, lost your kids, paying child support and still can't see them. You know what I mean? Going through the most. You could be ready for an adventure or a break. You know what I mean? And it feels like you've pushed your spirituality to the max. When I say that, spirituality, I think what we're talking about is self-awareness. We've pushed the self-awareness to a max. So, that's one of your very best superpowers. Above all is this, and it puts you in this ranking of superiority. But I think as of lately, I'm hearing the Phantom Rider, you know, and I've been hearing that every time I start up the pickup. I'll hear it at first. And I was like, what's the Phantom Rider? So I looked up the Ghost Rider, and I talked about this. It's somebody, this guy gave his soul to save his wife. So now he's a vigilante at night that haunts evil. So I want to say there's something here about judgment that comes through. You could be being misjudged. Some of you, like, it could be so hard for you to communicate because I don't think you know what you're experiencing. I don't think you know how to tell other people. And perhaps before this very instance, you maybe have expressed some things about yourself that also left you feeling a little, I don't even know. Once again, on the road again, just back with yourself, which I think is the universe's way of just redirecting you to, then again, go back to yourself. We talked about Mr. Miyagi. Wax on. He goes, hey, look, I've been here for so long, and I came here to, I want to learn karate. I didn't come here to wax your cars, sir. Kid wants to get all tough and pipe up, you know? And then Mr. Miyagi goes at him a little bit and wax the truck. Get your nail done. You know, and he's over there fucking throwing up all the moves. He's like, oh. You know, it feels like there's a need to listen here. And I think your intuition is going to start becoming more audible. Your intuition is your second best gift. You know what I mean? If we're going to look at it in that way, because awareness, you can tune into anything, anywhere. You could be sitting having a chicken fried steak, you know, with hash browns and a nice fucking coffee and maybe a glass of milk at IHOP. But you always sit in the corner and your back, you know what I mean, is to the wall, and you're aware. You could be having conversations, but you're seeing who's in here, who's in, who's out, who looks odd, who's acting weird, you know what I mean? Some of you really are, like, experiencing some weird shit. Some weird shit. You know what I mean? To the human brain, you're like, what the fuck is that? And who do you call? Is there a Ghostbusters? Some weird shit. Like I said, you know the little boy that cries wolf? And then after, you know, crying wolf so many times, and people stopped coming to see what he was hollering about. Well, about the time that he, you know, finally did holler again, they didn't believe him. And the little kid died. I love telling that. I love telling that to my boys when they're being little shits, and I'm like, and the little kid died. So don't fuck around. My kids are worse than me. No, I'm worse than my kids. Well, I wonder if I touch it. What does it do? Big red button. Ooh, so pretty. What happens if you touch that? The whole parachute system will explode outside of the truck, and it'll take off, and I'll never see you again. That's the shit I tell my kids about touching shit. I used to make up the biggest fucking lies to them. It's terrible, I know. Just so they wouldn't touch shit. But, you know, I'm fucking parking the cart. Please do not. This when push start first came out, I'm like, don't look at it. Don't touch it. Crawling through the seats. My brand new $12 fucking coffee. Halfway across. I said, what did I say? I said one thing before I left. Don't touch it. I think some of you long to be alone. Feels like in this loneliness it's brought victory. Because like I said, you are experiencing this very, they're like light. I don't know if it's out of element, like a tree stick stem. They're showing me Cinderella right now, how the pumpkin becomes the carriage. It's like alchemy, but it's like real life alchemy, like real life wizards. You know, what are you, a fucking wizard? It feels like somebody experiences one of those moments like, well, are you a fucking wizard? You know, it puts witchcraft to shame. And we're talking about what in the Voldemort Harry Potter fuck is this? You know? That's what it feels like, collective, on this adventure for you. Like, and you could be, you know, and the thing that sucks is you experience these things when it's easier to get you out of state of consciousness. You know what I mean? But still, the body experiencing it, 'cause it's like being in two different places at the same time. Here today, gone tomorrow. Is somebody on here working with the Bigfoot? Then I heard tribe, the Bigfoot tribe. So it feels like somebody's had contact in that way. You know what they're showing me, like Black Panther. I think it's Marvel. The Black Panthers have like that translucent iridescent thing over the top. So anything that flies over, you can't see it. The grid, it's a grid worker. The grid looks just the same. It's like they can shift the force to move or shift so it doesn't show up in a way. You know what I mean? It's cloaked. I love Montreal. That's my shit. Wanda, fucking love Wanda. I think I would probably be Wanda. But I like Wonder Woman too. She's a bad bitch. That's because they didn't need men. They didn't need men. They didn't have that. Women had their own tribe. They had their own fucking island. They trained together. They fought together. They lived together. Wait, no men. Ain't no dick around here. 23. Hi, Creative Vibes. Hi, Micah. Hope you guys all had a lovely day. Somebody here talks to their animals too. You know what I mean? If you are getting separated or you got a divorce, you didn't get your animals, feels like you're going to get your animals. Because there's something about this animal in you, and I'm seeing this dog's black or dark. And there's something about darkness, or it's like your shadow aspect of you. This dog, if it senses or knows if you're in danger, you know what I mean? Or if something's off, it's your indicator. And I think somebody took your animal just to be spiteful, collective in some way. And like I said, it feels like a separation. So maybe you had to leave and you couldn't come back to your kids or the home. You know what I mean? You had an order served in some ways where you were dismissed from the property. Feels like this has been about a journey of self-love and recognition. You could have somebody who messes with your throat chakra. I did talk about sorcery. So some of you active spiritualists or practicing, be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you tell your aspirations to. And it's not just so because somebody will fuck with your manifestation, but it's like I want to say that there's people who know who you are, and I'm hearing blacklisted. You could have planes fly over you all the time. You could notice cars constantly. They'll be, you know, up and down your road, or you're starting to notice a lot of vehicles you haven't noticed before, and you know who's moved in on your road, you know what I mean? But it feels like people have been a little more distant, or like you live in a fucking twilight zone in some ways for those that are in the awakened state. It could really be like you're trying to find your balance. You're like, am I losing my shit? Am I losing my shit? Are these people fucking crazy, or have I always been hanging out with how have I not seen some things? And it feels like awareness comes out here. We talk about the eyes. The eyes are the most prominent aspect of a being. No two people have the same eye. No two. Fuck, you got prosperity, you got abundance. This isn't going to be for everybody, but I want to say one of your supernatural abilities is you go off grid and you upgrade. You upgrade, whether this is genetically or you learn the way of certain people or medicine, or because I want to say it's not your physical body, but it's your imprint. And it feels like there are some of you that are destined to, it's like you hold a key, a unique trademark. It's a key, it's an energetic signature. It has to do with magnetics at this point. It feels like magnetics and energy field. Feels like somebody's trying to open something, perhaps that they don't have the right to open. And I think because you're not as spiritually as awakened as, you could be getting there. It could be in a lot of pain. So I think that this entity plays off of your pain and suffering on your awakening path. If you drink alcohol or, no judgment. But it feels like you could be learning how to conquer that and how to subside those urges. Or if you do, it's not like it used to be. You know what I mean? Fuck it, I'm done with everybody. Like, now you learn to enjoy beer. Now I'm gonna go eat my, fried potatoes and fried chicken, and I'm gonna take my happy ass to bed before work tomorrow. Whatever it looks like for you. Feed my dogs and go to bed. I'm not going out and doing the bar scene anymore and shit like that, But there's somebody who watches you. They know your vulnerabilities. They know, I want to say they, but it's an energy that recognizes you. It recognizes you. And the more that you cleanse your thought patterns and the way that you are looking at things. See, because, a lot of people say, if you are a drug addict or you're somebody that has struggled with anger or somebody who struggled with loss and just trying to stay focused at your job and stay focused at home, like, you don't know why you can't just focus, be normal. Why can't I just be normal? And it's like, describe normal. There's some people that are walking, seeing these entities and beings, and I don't think anybody, we get to see them as crazy. Like, look at that cracked out crazy motherfucker. But I'll be the first to say, for some of us, we would be on the path we're on unless we experience those types of things. And you're so shit-faced, you wake up the next morning, and it goes on weeks. You feel terrible. You know what I mean? You don't know how you're, always now all of a sudden you're not having money. You got to make sure, you know what I mean? It's just like you start feeling you can't trust people anymore. You become more aware of people around you. You could be having compassion for that piece or part of yourself. But I want to say you wouldn't have the awareness you did if you didn't go through those times. You know what I mean? Where you could observe yourself and be like, wow, I think I need to, I think if I'm this broken and disoriented from myself, and I'm not happy when I am by myself, and now I'm relying on somebody else to be happy for me, now I really do need to go spend some time by myself, because that is the scariest feeling in the whole world, is feeling that fucking alone around a bunch of people. It's a terrible feeling alone when you're at that state. Now, when you become awakened, we like our independence. I'm hyper independent. I love my independence. But I also like to spend time in intentional time. I like to laugh and giggle and play and be lazy and then work hard. You know what I mean? I like to experience all things. And I think if this is your message, it feels like you went through a place where you literally, for your own sanity, had to remove everybody away from you. Everybody away from you and out of your life. And I think that you've, in a separation, you've gotten past the point of wanting to appear joyful. I think you're to the point now where you've become joyful within your own, wherever you're at, however you look at things. Your disposition is that of, no matter where I'm at, I can see the good and evil in all things. You could see the magical. You could be one of the people that see things that other people don't. Specifically beings of light, things that manifest in others. They keep showing me and replaying in my mind, it's a clip of angels caught on camera, and granted, this was back when candid camera was around. We didn't have AI and things that could spruce it up. We were still watching VHS. But those little clips of the light coming in and then pulling the grandma out and then it's gone. You know, it feels like somebody is a vigilante. Okay? Somebody is. Somebody does this in secret. I said the other day I was talking about somebody who lives a double life. You could just look like you're out there chopping wood, but in some ways you're guarding the gates. Some of you work with the tribes. I feel like there's 13 colonies is sticking out to me. And I'm hearing our forefathers. It feels like you're grandfathered into something. And I think for a while there, because you're drunk in stupor, you're stupid shit, that you do. You getting caught up over women or just dumb shit, man. You know what I mean? Because that love. See, when you get to know somebody and you're like, I'm just gonna take it slow. And I think there's people in this world's never. I will be the first one to say. My marriages has always just jumped right in. You know, and now I've learned how to slow down and just be by myself and be me. I observe a lot more. You know what I mean? And I'm so okay with. I don't want to miss a step. I want to, listen to my intuition the whole time. Feels like somebody here. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're a man, you could be highly spiritual and have your eyes on a particular woman that is on your spiritual path to awakening. Because somebody feels a lot earth angel-y and somebody feels, somebody's already doing this work. He looks like he's just out there chopping wood, but he's part-time, ascended master energy, saving the world. This person could love. It feels like this is two different worlds that come together. Loves to send this one sign. See the little hearts? Remember earlier in the butterflies how I said somebody in their car like sees hey or hi or might hear that, and it's like you're not sure if you're having communication with somebody from another planet and you haven't even seen them. It feels like you communicate. Maybe this is even in your head, I'm telling you, and there's nothing funny about that, you know what I mean, because that's how people ended up, in schizo and, fucking our ancestors. We could never, because it just seems so out of this world. But I wanted, yesterday I kept saying, and I don't normally say this, but I was saying we are Martian. We are Martian. So it feels like you putting your hope on the back burner is no longer negotiable. You'll no longer be negotiating your happiness. Because for so long, when you have kids or a big family and you make a couple, every other night you'll have leftovers, then you need to make dinner again, and then there's dance recitals or basketball, and now you've got dirty pans, right? You've both been working long hours, haven't been able to get to them, and you need to make dinner. It just feels like your shit, you wash one to get the dinner out that night, and then pretty soon nobody's helping out, you know what I mean? The family dinners went away because nobody wants to help or pitch in, and it kind of feels like that in some ways. I think you want freedom from that. I think your freedom is in your divinity. When you don't want labels, you don't want to be held down by what a relationship is or who you're with or who you're talking to. I think you just want to allow other people and you yourself to be. To look at things with compassion and not really compromise how hard it was for you to find compassion for yourself without borderlining the I feel like I'm seeing shit right now. Without borderlining the crazy train. You know what I mean? It feels like what you are experiencing is different than what other people experience. But that's your blessing in this, because it feels like you bring down some pretty evil people. Some pretty evil, underhanded people. And I want to say, if you have a job that's within spirituality, I feel like that they somebody could stutter, or they stutter when they talk to you. I seen somebody, it was a black guy, and he was a little bit chubbier, and he was looking down. I was like over him, and he had a reddish blue or black tie that just alternated like this, and he had a chubby gut and bald, big lip, shrimp. I don't know why I seen him right now. I'm hearing executive, so or church. This has to do with underlining with the church and wisdom. So this could be some kind of professor at church school. I want to say also, I don't know where I was going with that, but that came out. I want to say liar. Somebody's a liar. Okay, and I want to say they see you as the real deal. It's shown in the way that you communicate, your communication, and like I said, you don't really have to look at somebody, because if there's this invisible line, it feels like you still get the message. Somebody's giving you the message from the other side, or you're connecting in a way. Told you. Maybe if you're not moving somewhere, it feels like you have this open portal, or this open space, or this prayer room, or this, rocky cliff you like to go watch the sunset over. You have whatever this is that draws you in. It's a place where you find gratitude. But I want to say, that's why you're being picked for this, or this is why you experience this, or this is how your reality bends. And I want to say for some of you, it's very quantum-y. There's a need for safety here. I want to say if you're working with tearing the veil or doing something through the veil, and you're trying to do it with a high amount of electricity, I don't see it going good. I don't know why I see that. I see somebody like in The Simpsons when they put the dome over, somebody goes to touch it and they just get electrocuted and come back down. So I don't know why. And in some ways, now that I'm looking at that movie, it feels like somebody could run on conspiracies about, somebody could run off of conspiracies of things they see, in Simpsons specifically, because I brought that up twice now. Also channel about the ozone. Did somebody get a wand? Is somebody working with some sort of wand or stick with the crystal? Literally. Salicadoo, a bippity boo, a bippity boppity boo. Sure, I butchered that, but it feels like somebody's starting off at something like that. I'm sure they did butcher it. I think they're self-taught. I think you're trying to work with your own magnetic field or your own energy. You do this naturally, just trying to get closer to your spirit guides or closer to your higher self, but I feel like if you are being aerial viewed for electromagnetic surge that you continuously let off in your force field when you do this, whether it's just through the Air Force or some sort of monitoring system, it's like when an earthquake comes off. They can tell what level it's at. It feels like you'll do something to where you got eyes on you right now. It's people are like a moth to a flame. In the middle of August, hotter than shit. And you leave your back porch light on. Every creature's on that thing. It's like the second you stop fighting to comprehend something in the way that you need it to, because I think you get told truths from the universe. I just think you don't like what you hear sometimes. That's the one time you talk back or you question it. Everything else takes you down a rabbit hole, but it has to do with a specific person or a specific topic. You're like, no, that's just that enemy trying to play on me. And it's like, you always want to look at what's comfy, but you don't want to look at the other side. The communication's there. We were cutting out as I talked about communication, Somebody's like going off. When I say off grid, I don't know if it's off this planet or where it goes to, but it looks like a very thick, it looks like a heat wave, okay, kind of. Looks like a heat wave. It's iridescent or translucent. That, if you look way down the road, you can see it coming off the road. It looks like that. Like somebody is having communications. I don't know. I don't know why or why this started, but it feels like it has something to do with you waving some sort of wand around or practice something, trying to understand something. Um, Trying to find out something. I heard eons ago. Somebody's a history buff. Somebody's trying to figure out how lines crossed or your family moved. Because I feel like somebody's trying to find out a timeline, and this could have to do with the birth chart as well. And I see somebody. What was that? I used to do something, and I cannot remember what it's for now. I used to draw prints, or it would be geometry of some sort, and then I'd have another one, and when I laid that over there, it was like see-through paper. And I don't remember why I was bringing that up right now, but it feels like somebody's trying to um, figure out the right coordinates or how to get back to you. Somebody's trying to find their way back to you. I don't know if you fuck around with going into the quantum field or semi-particles or matter, but it feels like something definitely is in a different space and time, and I feel like somebody has no idea where that's at. Somebody has no idea. I talked about weird science yesterday. Somebody, but it's like I said, you are getting help from somebody, an advanced being. An advanced being. You could feel like you're getting taken in your sleep. You know what I mean? And it could just be the most damnedest thing. I can do it. But when you woke up, you had to pee like a mother trucker. You know what I mean? You're just noticing something like, this is fucking weird. Normally, I always get up at 2:50, 2:45. You know what I mean? If you guys are somebody who wakes up 3, 4 times a night, I do. You know what I mean? Like somebody here is snack and they didn't wake up. I'm seeing the powdered donuts, the raspberry filled powdered donuts right now. Yum, I want one. Yeah, just Jerry, as soon as you said bad storms are coming in from the west, I was just thinking that wind started really kicking up since I got out here. What up, Joshua? Hi, Bethany. Some time lapsed. You could be missing increments or times of your day. You could actually be thinking back to your childhood, like, are you seated here in like an egg and this is an illusion. Like even when we have kids, maybe they just made you feel the experience like a good simulator. You know what I mean? And then the visual was, I mean, if they can put you to sleep like that to pull a fucking tooth, it feels like, I'm talking about working with advanced beings. But it feels like, I do not know why, because I feel somebody saying there is nothing special about my life. And I want to say it's not so much, it's not you, it's your energy. It has they need it. And I feel like you're kind of a dipshit in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a part of you that's hybrid, that's advanced, that knows, we don't come and intermingle with the pew. It goes really deep. I mean, what are you guys working on? Because it feels like your mission is leading you down a bunch of places, but it's like you just quite don't have the answer, or you're feeling blocked, perhaps like this is some sort of sorcerer. You could be very intuitive too, and you're like, somebody's better at this than you. Somebody's better at this than you, or this energy finds a way to, it's tricky. It gets there before you do in some ways because it knows your pattern. So you have intuition, but this thing reads your energy signature. So you know how I have a light language and I communicate with my star beings and in Christ in that way, that energy, that's my pattern, that's my language. So I'm talking to them right now in my mind, and I'm asking them. It's powerful. So each of us have our own pattern that we let out. And some of you, you are being blocked before you get to a space because it's like you're just not as ascended. You know what I mean? And somebody could see you moving real fast. If you are a man, I think there's a woman who is more spiritual than you, knows you in the realms, whether this is out of body experiences, somebody areas they watch somebody else. I want to say here right now. They watch. I don't know why they watch. To make sure you're not a threat, to make sure that you're not getting over angry, or if you do have a drinking or drug problem, it's like your secret weapon in some ways. It's just because you carry some sort of, it's a genotype. It's some sort of hybrid, cute things. Um, Something, I don't even know. For some reason, something wasn't working for you. So you could have felt lack over the last 3 years. Like maybe you lost a lot of shit that fell apart. It's like you weren't advancing with other people because perhaps you were thinking there was some sort of block or some sort of magic put over your situation. It does feel like somebody here outsources you. And I say that it's only because they also work with, everything that creeps, crawls, walks. It feels like you, well, that maybe that is what you feel like. It feels like you really are to this point, probably went through a lot of stuff that you're letting go of, because the Ten of Wands is out here and she's got her spirit guide with her. And there's a sense of gratitude here, like we made it. They're coming down the other side of whatever the fuck that was. You know what I mean? So this is somebody who has gone inside and spends quite a bit of time in their psyche and in their own energy. You could get a lot of messages that come in. Like I said, somebody's definitely seeing something. Whether you scry into water, or you do something with vibrations, and you're this advanced person and you're seeing somebody that is up and coming, because this looks like a mentor, and this looks like somebody who's still wet behind the ears, but it does look like they're in two different places. It also looks like you have some sort of, I want to say, guardian angel, or what is she called? She sings the Bibbidi Bobbidi Sue, a guardian mother, fairy godmother. You know what I mean? And some of you are actually picked up the wand. They're showing me Harry Potter, how he's the one that wields that. So it has something to do with I don't know. It feels like there's a trickster in your energy. And I want to say, what they're showing me now is like Marvel, how Loki, it's the blue box, the doctor. I'm hearing incisor. Oh, I can't remember what it is, that blue cube. But anyways, he goes back, and that's how Loki starts getting in the trouble, because he's dumping timelines. And even though he's trying to get something else, right? They're trying to get the gems, so Thanos can't get them. But in some ways, Loki gets caught up. But it feels like, if this is fucking with you, it feels like Loki comes back at, you know what I mean? It feels like somebody disrupted the timeline in some ways. At some point, you didn't elevate, or it felt like black magic, or it's like somebody somewhere else realized that something was set on like auto or cruise control, or it was offline, wasn't getting upgraded like the rest. Whatever that means. I'm seeing dinosaur eggs in my head right now. I feel like there's a car in the river, something that somebody wants to go pull up. I think you want to take a look at it. I think you're ready. You know what I mean? You could be very curious about what's in this river. I think somebody's looking for some sort of hole that like vacuum sucks back into some sort of, it's like an outlet pipe. I want to say pipe, but it's like it feeds it back into the river. Looks more like a fast-moving creek to me, but maybe somebody goes panning or gold panning, or they find something. I'm hearing Silver City. They go and find something, and it kind of starts this search for something. They already are on a search, but maybe just today was the day you got out and went and did something you normally didn't do. And it feels like this is the day. It's like the day, the time, the date, the way the sun is, the equinox. It feels like that plays into it. Of course, it feels like you're unaware. Because like I said, you're just trying to get out of the house. You know, maybe you just got your house. Maybe you're getting ready to buy a place, or you're traveling. You know, you kind of got your ends tied up to where you don't really have, you know, your kids could be grown and out of the house. It's really just you. You know what I mean? Unless you have somebody else you're taking care of here. But it feels like that could be getting to a ending point as well, where it feels like you have no choice other than to leave. And I think you want to do this honorably and as a man and as on your own. But you damn sure are using your intuition about something. Where do they go? Because today I started thinking about, you know, if these fuckers are so smart, then where do souls go? If they know how life is and have us so programmed, then where do the souls go? They never talk about that. Watch that TV series on Netflix called The OA, The Original Angel. You guys should check it out. But she ends up getting kidnapped and taken underground, and because she had a near-death experience. So that people who died had these extraordinary talents. This guy was trying to study them to understand how are they dying and coming back and where are they going. So he would literally kill them over and over and over, but the fact that they couldn't remember anything, so he had to put them under to get them there. So he wasn't getting any messages, and she was the only one that could do it. She remembered. She fooled the system. In some ways, it feels like that's happening here. And it feels like somebody who's either in the same situation or from a different space and time. It's like things got dialed back onto where they were supposed to be. Feels like things are back on time for you. Yeah, OA, the Original Angel. Very amazing. There is something here about an age difference, so it feels like somebody's moving into a grandfather's spot, or if you're picking up something, or if you're kind of, I heard just the man of the house now, it feels like you know something's coming to you, asking like, fuck, am I ready for this? Am I ready for this? Because it feels like you got, with those feet coming down, there's a lot of people that are like, we'll be here for you, you know, just call us. But you don't know this yet, you know what I mean? Where are these people going? What are they all doing together? And it feels like if you can see the feet coming down, you have an inclination that there's ways to communicate outside of mediumship. Feels like you might know about a portal or a space-time capsule because, like I said, where do the souls go? And I think somebody's going to start help directing them, indirectly but directly, because I feel like some of them stay captured intentionally in some ways. And some of you have a soul calling to set souls free. You just do it. Because you have this patterning. Then, like I said, it feels like where two worlds collide, but it actually feels like three worlds. It feels like you're in the middle world. And it feels like you've got some sort of version of you that is very sorcery. Or you have family that is sorcery, and that way you're living here in this density, and then it feels like you have this spirituality aspect that you're coming into, this exploration came through you, deemed through pain. Fuck, shit ton of lies, man. Shit ton of lies and betrayal. To where you had to question your own sanity. And we ain't doing that again. I heard that. We ain't doing that again. Collective, feels like your superpower is navigating truth, and you do that by being super vigilant. You're so aware, not to a point of paranoia. You've just honed it. I mean, shit, if you're gonna sit on a porch, right, and rock in your rocking chair, you could see a gosh dang little guinea pig or, a little squirrel run out down yonder. You could, because you just scan that sector over. Oh, seeing old Jimmy John drive by today. Oh, yeah? Wonder what he was up to. I don't know. Looked like he had a bale of hay in the back. Like, that's the most news you get, but you know what fucking comes in your area and what goes. Um, if you're vigilant, you know what I mean? You know who drives what, who track their tires, or if you see some, you're just aware. And it feels like I want to say that you are ready. You are ready to take on this. This knowing where souls go, this knowing where things collide at, and the different. It feels sorrow. What is this sorrow? Please, that's. It feels like somebody's asking. I'm gonna need help with this sorrow and to carry this. I know I can do it. I know I'm here to do good, but it just seems like because everybody's gone, I want to say, or everybody's moved on. It feels like you're kind of the last one here on this treasure for DB's treasure. You know what I mean? It feels like somebody who hunts for treasure, for spirit, or for thrill of experience. It just feels like somebody's a seeker. I hear that. I get around, man. Some of you could ride dirt bikes or bikes. I mean, you could be a brilliant hunter. You could be fabulous, fearless, courageous. And you're also raising young men to grow up in that spot too, There's people watching you use your intuition, watching you become more aware. It's like you're silent, but like if a baseball came in, you'd be the one to move your hand real fast and just grabs it, and you don't ever say a word. Feels like you're starting to work on your definitely humility. I don't even think you think about pride, because pride, you don't need that when you stand in truth, because it feels like there's nothing else outside of that. Like you're pretty solid. I don't think anybody could come up and rock your boat, sir, and say, where'd you get that wood that you're chopping? Because you know damn good and well this land, and you know that's your great-great-grandfather's land, and you don't know who's over there scoping out the land trying to poach on your shit, but they best get stepping. And this is probably that time where they, see something behind you and just get this feeling not to fuck with you. It's like nature and the forest, that land, it works with you. You're working simultaneously together. And there are spirits there that protect you. They know when you come, they know, you know what I mean? You're drawn there for a reason. And it feels like it has something to do with this dimensional aspect, this going in and out, trying something new. That's because you're doing it already in a different realm. Some of you are starting to do it here in the physical. The question is who is this shadow being? Or these translucent light beings? What are these dreams? I just seen somebody who had a dream of being held down, and can't move. For some of you, I want to tell you, if you're having that dream, the phantom, it feels like because you won't consciously allow this pain and grief and sorrow out, it manifests through your dreams. And I think some of you still are going to be in denial after that. Some of you, it feels like you're gonna lose somebody, and for some of you, it's going to be the thing that pushes you into your awakening. Dark night of the soul. For others of you, it liberates you in this awakening, because it feels like you now have the final key, or the final piece. I'm hearing as above, so below, to discover, and you'll have all the guidance that you need to find this treasure, because there's nothing like working with those that can see on the other side. I feel like some of you literally could get the numbers to the lottery in a dream. Some of you could get the winnings, you know what I mean? And if you focus real hard, you can get the answer to anything. You could take the words right out of your kid's mouth. Like could be so honed into energy and vibration. Like I said, it feels like some of you are going to become, if you're not, there's a mastery here as a sorcerer. This is somebody, when you could look like this. You know what I mean? A flannel beard, and you go out and you, whether you chop wood or you're in nature or you're thinking about where you want to build your cabin, or a place to ride your dirt bikes, or to go hunting, or to, it's just a beautiful place. Maybe you just admire this place, but it feels like you get you meet a master. And I feel like, oh my God, as soon as I said that too, you meet a master, and it's like your future version of yourself. Remember when Flash meets the future version of himself? That's how he knew he was still alive. I think that's that's DC. Um, but it feels like you meet a future version of yourself that teaches you how to do something better, faster, stronger. And I feel like this version of yourself, sir, is saying, why are you such a dipshit? Why are you always taking the hard way? And it feels a lot like that Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off. It's like you could be so stubborn too. Your spirit guides could just be to this point. It's like you don't want to see something. You want to see something or do it your way because you don't want to budge from, and some of you are still working with this episode, I want to say, of moving quickly to feel justified, because you've got the Chariot that comes out here with the Queen of Swords. Okay, getting balance between the Queen of Swords and the King of or the Queen of Swords. Yeah, it's like make a choice. It feels like somebody's making a choice here, how to delegate and how to be in your warrior side and your mommy side. You know what I mean? You're nurturing your emotional intelligence, and where you just want to rip somebody's face off because you can see that they're lying. You know what I mean? The emotional intelligence is what keeps you from doing that. But also, that Queen of Swords side of you is like that intellect, that purity. Ta-da! You have the answer. Somebody's getting a code, or going to remember a code, a zip code, something that they needed, something that they've been scrying or seeking for, a combination, a lot, because you're working on something. I want to tell you, this all comes back to your creativity. The more joyful and happy you are seeking, okay, don't make it a chore, it's not a task. But you've got creativity and joy here. Because this is how it's done the right way. This is the difference between you and them. You come in with creativity and joy. It still inspires you when you see sparks of miracles from the universe. Somebody could be like 500 years old and be annoyed by you because you're like, oh, they're like stupid human. But truly, they just might be tapped in because they can come in and out of this realm. But truly, I feel like you are energetically, you can tap into much more than this sorcerer person, and they know that. And it's only a matter of time. But we all have something to learn, and even this master is going to learn something from your stupid human side or whatever, you know what I mean? It's your superpower. Your imaginary friends. You're talking to your imaginary friends because you're fucking delusional. You're crazy. Yeah, well, guess what? Now you really do work with Shrek. You know what I mean? This is leading you on a path of not giving a shit what other people think. Truly. It's not about, it's how do you feel about what you put your time and energy into on this path. You're pretty hidden right now. You're pretty hidden. And for good reasons for some of you. There's something, a truth that's going to come out. You know this truth because it's intuition, and I'm going to say it has to do with somebody on the opposing side of you, because I had the Queen of Swords, the Chariot. Oh, here it is. Perfect. I had this, and then I went to go pick up the rest of this, and then here comes the King. Looks like somebody, the only way that, did you block somebody from your intuition? Did you block somebody from your energetic field so they can't spy or be connected to you? Somebody's getting into balance to do that. They could be pulling out all the tricks and all the stops. All you know what I mean? Very sourced energy. It's like you maybe just do stuff in a different way. Because it feels like I said, you have all day communication with the futuristic part of yourself for some of you. You know what I mean? You call it your intuition, you can call it God's source. You know, I just don't feel like you don't, this energy that you talk to, you respect it. There's honor and respect there. But it doesn't feel like you get down on your knees and you're like, oh Lord, Lord, Lord. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like that. It feels like this is a magnificent power of love in a way. It's wisdom and knowledge, because it's you could have a lot of power, but you're not the type of person that uses it for you're so powerful you don't even recognize it, because you're just a big you're a big sweetie. Cause you know what I mean. That's probably how you got to this point. Yeah, and you have mastery coming with the relationship. And some of you, this person that irritates you, or you them, or that you feel like you're communicating with, I'm going to say this person thinks you're adorable. I think this person thinks you've done a good job at cleaning up your life and getting your stuff together. I think that there's a part here recently, I want to feel like it's 3 weeks ago to 3 months ago, that they were super concerned about your well-being. So whatever this is that you are communicating with, it feels like there's mutual respect and love. This path is leading you, I want to say it's back to the start, to reflect. Truly, what are you? You know? There's a lot of things you can be and be here to do. But why your energy? Why is your energy different? And I think people are going to reflect that back to you, because I don't think that's something that really I can just say. You know what I mean? I don't think there's words. I think it comes telepathically. Test comes out. Your strengths and weaknesses are being tested. You got the tree that comes out. Tell the tree what you really think. Challenge. All true soul connections involve challenges that can be overcome together. Embrace. Embrace what fate has in store for you. True love appears when you least expect it. I'm hearing bottom of the deck. Accept. Be prepared to accept what fate has in store for you. And there's a union under that. The union of divine soul counterparts is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it. You got reflection that comes out here. What does your higher self want to say to you? What does your higher self want to say to you, collective, about this journey? You are a beacon for others to follow, so don't hide the bright light that you are. Psychic, 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 psychic. Your shadows are just hiding the light right now. Look for the signs that will guide you to the destiny that you have known along. I'm telling you, this energy keeps coming through. It's like somebody is this close to finding somebody that it's a key. The minute your energy's in their energy, because they're showing me like it's like a big gold long, looks like a scroll, but it's like an ancient, it's like a Chinese key. I don't know if it's Chinese, but they roll. They're like gears, but it's like a long, and somebody has these within them. And it's like the missing piece. You know when you have that egg that has the egg that has the egg that has the egg it feels like that. It feels like you're that last one and the tiny one, and it's you. And somehow, and I'm talking about patterning. Somebody going through menopause, because I've been having heat flashes since I have been on here, or somebody's pregnant and feels like sick, or somebody's fluey, because I just started getting really sweaty, really hot, and started feeling like really kind of poopy. So Shetarati surati teketarate ketete shakaratu sharate kisekete papaye. Warate kerate ora shakarate. That feels better. The back of my neck. I feel that coming off of the back of my neck. It almost feels kind of cold back there right now, like you know when you put icy hot on. And I've never used that tone in my language. That was so crazy. I've never done that. So that's something that's definitely new. And it felt like it was an old, I want to say like a snake, like a serpent energy. Yeah, because I'm seeing like an evil eye, it's a green eye, it's a snake eye, it's reptilian eye. But it's like on a black, black, black cobra. You know, red. Um, the mouth is red or pink. You know what I mean? It zooms in real close. Um, yeah, it feels better off the back of my neck and my spine. It started getting to where, you know, when you guys blow up a balloon for your kids and your ears pop, like my face started feeling like that right now. For those of you that aren't aware of that, I use my light language. I work with my spirit team, my higher self, Jesus Christ, and masters, whoever I call in at that time. I do it psychically and intuitively most of the time. I'm asking somebody to slow down. You've got renewal with trust in the middle on each side. So it feels to me like this is out of your hands at this time. It is out of your hands. You're just going to have to trust the divine right now, but I feel like this brings you a lot of joy the more you lean into it. The more excited you start to feel, because now you're feeling closer to that energy, because you're not blocking it with fear or what if or I'm not sure. You know, it kind of gets you in this place of becoming a master, calling on your guides and asking for what you truly need, you know. Um, when you get to this point, you can start to put thoughts like sorting cattle: sick, not sick, sick, not sick. You know what I mean? You get good enough to where you know what's yours, what's not, and that's what this is. What the guides are bringing through here is this. It's so mysterious to you that this path that you're on. It's because there's a lot of tests. That was the first thing that came out from the universe, and it's not like a ha test. They just want you to hone that high pitched ringing in your ear, or when something feels off right now that was attached on the back of the neck, and it feels like this morning, it feels like perhaps, or she could be having some sort of urinary tract or kidney infection. Um, Destiny 111 comes out for you. Follow what you feel. Listen as your intuition helps to guide you to what you are manifesting. The inner whispers are helping you to create all that is that you desire. Listen, lean in, and allow your soul. And follow your soul. Your affirmation: life is always happening for me. I am allowing myself to lean into what feels good. You know your intuition better than anybody else. Yeah, at this point, I think some of you have kind of, you're getting diverted your attention to the drama again. You're finding yourself sucked back into that. You know, comes through you. Somebody else going to get a win in some way that's unjustified, and I think it's fucked up, because I feel like somebody here's working with something outside of I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, but you're deceiving something. You're trying to trick or trade something or make something, you know, appear that it's not, especially with that snake. I know that energy. I know that energy through heaven and hell. All right, guys. Lean into it. There's a need to lean into it. Something you're not seeing, we're coming back to the start to look at something. We don't have to go over everything they say. We're not going over everything. We're not starting over. We're just glancing back over, like right before you turn in a document online. You know, they let you review it. Make sure you didn't misspell your middle name, or, you know, you didn't put in the wrong address or something. You know, thank God for that. There's a chance to review, and it feels like you're at that. So do it with gratitude and do it with grace. Don't do it with dread. If you still have dread over a situation or animosity in that way, I want to say just look at it as you're working with the divine. They're mediating this. If you guys are interested in a personal read with me, it is an hour-long read for $65. and we can get more into depth into your own personal situations. I am now scheduling for the next couple weeks of February. For those of you, you should have your links in your email box for your upcoming read. Thank you so much for every way that you guys support the channel. Thank you, my mods. Hi, Robin. I love you guys. I'm getting a wild hair up my ass to change some things up here coming pretty soon, so we're going to see what that looks like. I'm a person that needs constant. I like growth, you know what I mean? So we'll see what that looks like. But you guys have a good night. I made homemade enchiladas, and for the last 5 minutes, that's all I've thought about. So I am going to go eat some homemade enchiladas that I made. And, oh, and me and my daughter made homemade monkey bread tonight, too. In little cupcakes, so that was really nice with some natural honey, cinnamon, really good. Thank you, Puffin237. Enjoy your meal. You're welcome, Bill. For those of you guys that are experiencing some kind of these phenomenons, I just know we're in the middle of a wave, so just hang in there. Things will make sense in the way, but I think right now the rest of the story can't be told because other things are getting moved around. So just hang in there. You are so appreciated. Thank you, Bethany. I appreciate that. You're welcome, Pickles. Good night, guys. Jagged Cat. All right. Like, share, subscribe. I've noticed my views and a lot of people I've watched lately, views are down. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm. It's kind of weird, and I'm not getting any monetizations on my videos either. I've had such a hard time with YouTube. So if you're a content creator and you're struggling, I feel that on a big level. I'm going to be putting some shorts out. Most of my shorts come from my videos that I go live on. So if you like a snippet in there and it resonates with you, it might encourage you to go check on that read and see what if there's something in there for you. Anyways, are you a born star? I would say I'm a born star. If you're a born star, I'm a born star. Not a porn star, a born star. I gotta go. Things are gonna start getting tricky around here. I can feel it. I send back all the energy that has been sent my way into the way that it was sent. Fits in the upright. I call back all my energy with love and light. I seal off any portals, gateways, energetic ties that may have tried to open or form or attach themselves to myself or the listeners in the upright. So mote it be. Sharati kirati titerapo yusuro tuturasi kiteterete kiretete yushutudu. Peace and love, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow.